think we're good. Jaden Rogers, Sunrise Christian Academy Postgrad basketball wing, class of 2025. Jaden, how you doing?
I'm doing good, Coach. How you doing?
Great, doing great. Thanks for taking a little bit of time and hopping on here. I certainly appreciate it. Wanted to ask you a couple questions, really just about the event you guys played in, National Prep Showcase in New Haven, Connecticut. Honestly, in the prep basketball scene, one of the biggest events, certainly of the fall, quite possibly of the year. And it's always a star-studded lineup when you're going out there and playing. I wanted to ask about splitting the games at National Prep Showcase. You guys fell to number one Putnam Science, but ended up beating then number five, now number three, Newman. Talk a little bit about how you felt like the team played, and a little bit about your success. I'm going to go ahead and share a little graphic that goes over your personal success, but wanted to hear about how you felt the team did and you did individually.
Yeah, so obviously nobody really wants to split games, but I mean we went down there with the mindset that, Putnam was beatable 100%. And minus the first probably 10 minutes of the game, we had a pretty bad start, but the other 30 minutes we really competed pretty well. We got it down. We were down like 20, 25, almost 30, and then we brought it down to 9 closer to the end of the game. So that kind of showed us where we're at as a team. And then, it gave us the confidence going into the Newman game that, everybody's beatable. And then as for my personal performance, I just felt like I was just doing everything I could to try to help us win.
Yep, absolutely. Well, you did obviously a little bit of everything, even though you guys fell to Putnam Science. Wanted to kind of go over this. 19 points, shot 61% from the field, 50% from three. Obviously, you always have an impact on rebounding in the game and had a few assists. And then very similar stat line against Newman, 18 points, 58% from the field, shot 60% from three. Again, on the boards, involved with that and the block as well. So you got a lot of talented teammates as well, but a big catalyst to that win against number five.
For sure.
All right, next, Jaden, I just wanted you to walk me through. This is the last couple plays and really the last sequence in regulation, at least for the Sunrise Newman game.
Yeah, so if I remember correctly, the play call was for Jalen to go down the court, try to get the ball down there. Obviously, he's one of our best free throw shooters. But pass gets underthrown, stuff like that kind of happens. Like we all trust him in those kind of scenarios. It's really just a play breakdown. We're scrambling, trying to stop the ball, almost get a stop, and then they really just somehow find their way to the basket right at the very end of the clock. Which like I said earlier, it happens. But our whole mindset, kind of in this huddle before overtime was just to try to stay level. Like I said, like we were saying, things happen. It's basketball, can't be perfect. And then we just kind of came out in overtime, try to play our game, how we played the whole game, and worked out in our favor.
Talk to me a little bit about what was said in the huddle. I could tell as everybody was a little bit disappointed. I could see as people were walking over to the bench, you were saying something to the team. Tell me about the mood and maybe what your involvement was, what you were talking about as you guys prepared to battle for another 5 minutes.
Yeah, for sure. So clock goes out. Tensions were high because we were winning, and then they just buzzer beater. But yeah, that's basketball. It's gonna happen. So I'm just trying to keep everybody level. I like to go like this a lot to just make sure everybody's on the same page. Really try to get them into a next play mentality.
For sure. And at the very end of the game is, even though the scoreboard is a little blank there on home, it was 93-90. Sim had just knocked down two free throws. Knowing how gritty, tough, talented Newman is, it sounds crazy, but with 5 seconds left, down three, they have a legitimate shot
Yeah,
to
yeah.
tie the game. So I'm going to go ahead and play this, but walk me through kind of what you saw and why you jumped in where you did.
Well, I mean, obviously just knowing the game of basketball, there's 5 seconds left. They're going to try to roll the ball up, and Coach Pope told us to pick up around three-quarter court. But I mean, the reason I just got in, I just wanted to win at the end of the day. This is kind of why I got in there.
Yeah, for sure. Well, that's very on brand for you, putting your body on
Yeah.
the line and really just doing, like you said earlier, whatever you could to help secure a victory.
Hmm.
Kind of the last thing I had for you here, um, just kind of describing you as a player, big event coming up here at IMG, competing against the nation's best yet again. But as far as your personal development, starting to get, develop what some feel like is a national brand and a national name, which is really quite remarkable. But just about your game, you're and a dynamic two-way player, great athlete. You can stretch the floor. I think it's very natural for you to be a leader, creating second chance opportunities, and very, very efficient when you can get to your spots. So recruiting's been kind of all over the board, and it's
Yeah.
still early, obviously, for post grad. But hearing from teams in Conference USA, Mountain West, A10, Missouri Valley, and others, talk about specifically what you're looking for next year as you um, assess for a fit and really what a perfect scenario for you would be.
Um, in terms of basketball, I like how we play here at Sunrise. I like how we play fast, share the ball, that nobody's selfish. So I'm looking for a program like that. And then for academic wise, you know, I like stuff with computers, but I'm not fully sure what I want to major in yet. So, but I'm the academic portion is really big for me and my family, who's going to be helping me make the decision when the time comes. But I mean, at the end of the day, I'm willing to go just wherever I'm wanted.
Yep. Awesome. Well, Jaden, appreciate the time again and good luck the rest of the way and at the next event here at IMG.
Yeah, thanks.